It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, and it's 4, and it's 5 lights. And it's lights out, and away we go here in Great Britain, heading towards the first corner here at Club as we hurtle towards the Vale chicane. There's a couple of drivers kicking up the polystyrene braking boards, but I think everyone's got through unscathed, apart from Pascal, who's gone slightly awry there at the back and lost an end plate. But we're already chasing down the Hangar Straight then, side by side by a lot of the drivers now. Alex 076 and Hobnob, who's fallen all the way down to P6, and at the minute is side by side through Maggots and Beckett's with Alex, but he's pulled through, has the Sauber, and takes P5 away on this opening lap. Great little battles all the way through the grid here in the opening stages. There's a massive battle going into Cops. This could end ugly, but will any driver yield? Yes, they will. And that is VB backing out there, and I don't blame him. Yatin coming down the inside of Baba, slight bit of contact, but Rubbin is racing here through Luffield Corner. They all snake through as they exit and enter Brooklands. Really nice driving from a lot of these cars, keeping it fairly clean. That is a lovely overtake, an old switcheroo from Jatin on Max, and Max yields and backs out. 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, but we turn our attention to the front then. Here comes Pinkweb around the outside of Stowe Corner, understeer central, so not going to be able to get the run, or is he, as he goes to what will become the inside into Chapel. Pinkweb to the inside, shoot with Fizz on the outside, but he manages to hold his nose on the inside and keep that move. Very good driving there from our two drivers up in second and third, and that crucially is letting Alex get away. Here comes Power Twan down the inside of Hobnob. There's more contact as he's still alongside him there, bumps him off the track. That wasn't the best driving in any way. However, Power Twan, the overtake was ballsy. You've got to hand it to him, and he's made the move stick. But I'm sure Hobnob won't be too pleased. Now as you run over the activation line, but is there going to be a move done? Potentially now, as Max is going to have to look behind him. Here comes the Great Dane into what is now Beckett's and through Maggots, but they're still side by side. Are the two great members of this league, both towards the front of the field, although they're actually not, as they're down in P10 and 12, but it's a good battle nonetheless. Over his shoulders, as actually Power Twan starting to make himself a nuisance to the point of making a move potentially, almost forces his way through there with no contact. It's a very clean overtake, and they're still side by side on the exit, but that is a stellar move from the Haas car. And the Power Twan is up into the podium places already, but Pinkweb still with an absolute slipstream, trying to chuck his way and sneak his way through from the Haas car, who is chasing him down at an absolute rate of knots now to the outside into Luffield. That would be some move if the Haas car can keep himself round the outside. Can he keep his nose in into Brooklands? Yes, he can. And he's not just going to keep his nose in, I think he's going to get the traction down quicker. Although saying that, the Aston Martin looking the better on the outside. There's contact heading towards entry. And they're still side by side into the loop now. Great driving from both. Slight tank slapper for the Haas car there, as we watch on board now with him as he's trying to force a way through into Abbey Corner. Can he come out supreme? Yes, he can. That is a stellar battle, but they're still side by side. And this is a great view from the onboard of Pinkweb. And I think Shootwiz has absolutely kept it. And yes, he has through Vale chicane, but he's still fighting along with the old switcheroo, the old up and under. Power Twan trying to fight his way through into Stowe Corner, and Shootfizz staying well and truly alongside. This is a battle for the ages here in Silverstone, and Alex will be looking at that timing sheet and licking his lips because he can see the gap getting bigger and bigger every time he blinks. But now it's a blink and you miss it situations, as Power Twan has snuck his way through. But what a battle, what a defence from the Aston Martin, who was not giving him a quarter. And off goes Pinkweb out of the exit of Copse Corner onto the straight, and is now going to lose out a place to the Red Bull, who is not going to take know for an answer. He's snuck his way through. Great battle here from our leading pack. But he's still in front here of Power to, and that is a very tight gap, and he's managed to try and stick a very wide Haas car into it, and he's made it stick, to be fair to him. Power Twang getting up and into P3. And Pinkweb, though, fighting back, getting a lot of slipstream up towards Cop's corner, but carrying way too much speed and allowing Power Twang to run away there. Look at that, though. Speaking of carrying speed through that corner, Hobnob getting an absolute flyer on the exit up towards Luffield corner. They're still side by side. Alex 076 tries the up and under, but gets stuck on that inside curve, and I don't think there's going to be an avenue for him to get through. But great little attempt there. Fair play to him, and he's still sticking with Hobnob here. Could this be a move into Aintree? Not quite. Did back out in the end. But that was a very nice run he had on him down the Wellington straight. We're going to see a change for that final place on the podium. Towards Luffield he goes. Really held his nerve into that corner as he just kept the foot planted to the floor. But they're still side by side into Brooklands. He just about shut the door there, did the Aston Martin. It's one of those almost magnetised into him, making that Sauber as wide as physically possible. But through Cop's corner, Max gets a great run on the Sauber driver. Towards Luffield, it's going to be a case of who blinks first, who is going to lift and yield. To the inside goes Max, both drivers holding each other firmly. Side by side now into Brooklands as well. Max on the outside now. There's contact between the pair of them, and that could have spelt danger, and it may well still spell danger for Max, but I think he's just about going to be able to hold on to that P8. An out-and-out fight for the lead at the minute. There's still time though, as I see. Here comes Alex 076 in towards Luffield. Gets the move done. Yatin making the sensible decision to probably just yield and allow that move to happen. He can still sit behind him, and he can run even closer behind him if he just kind of allows him through, ushers him past. Look how close Shoot Fizz is to the rear diffuser of Jens. Pretty much pushing him through every corner, and they're side by side. Shoot Fizz, that's an overtake off the track as he's bumping and nudging Jens through that corner. That wasn't the best of driving, and that is going to allow Hobnob to chase up and past as he's just about getting through on the Aston, who's got nothing in the tank to fight back with. Hobnob P6, and now could well be easy pickings for the two cars in front of him. Jens getting a great run though on the Sauber. This could save him from the threat behind. Can he turn defence into attack? To the outside he goes, which will become the inside for Beckett. Nearly getting swiped there as Hobnob comes down the inside. This is great little battle going on here. Jens in the Haas car versus Hobnob in the Red Bull. They're so wide into Cop's corner. There's nearly contact. Somehow they're all getting through, and here comes Shoot Fizz with a lovely overtake. It's double, and now it's a triple into Luffield corner. That is a great show of bravery. He didn't lift in the cloud of drivers that were in front of him, and he's picked his way through. That was Lightning McQueen-esque, and he's up into P4 as he enters the Wellington straight. That is great driving from the Aston Martin. That'd be a great finish for the Portuguese driver. Power Twan, though, I'm sure, will be wanting to get up towards this second place. He won't probably now be able to fight Alex, who I'm sure has played a masterclass blinder in terms of strategy to stay out and have a 14-second lead on the car behind. That is great to see. But look at this. Baba, Alex, Jens and Pinkweb. Pinkweb up to 7th. Jens down to 8th. Alex P9, Baba P10. The Saubers the big losers in that battle as it stands. But let's look towards the front. Power Twan has got the move done through Sector 2 then. Really nice to see for the Haas car. Ricciardo didn't have too much to say about it. Keep it into Luffield corner. There's a car off at the back. It's Pascal. Hobnob to the outside he goes. He is on the outside. There's contact. I think he's held it off. Has the Aston Martin. And now round the final corner to win his home Grand Prix. DRL Alex, you are a race winner once more. The championship leader extends his advantage over Hobnob, who currently is still in a heated battle with the Aston Martin. He's going to try and get it on track. They're side by side as they go to now come through the final couple of corners. Now towards Chapel. He peels in front, but here comes the Aston over the line, and he's got the move done. 10-second penalty out the window. It doesn't matter. He knows that he got it on track, and that is all that counts. What a great finish there. Ricciardo P3, Power Twan P2. Jatin will get P5 after Shoot Fizz's penalty. But what a Grand Prix. Jens P7, great finish from the Great Dane in the end. Baba P8, Max P9, VB coming across the line for that P10 position. Pinkweb up in P11, but he's got a puncture on the right front and he's locked up into the wall. He's managed to keep it out of the wall, but he can't get the car going again. Pinkweb has beached it. That is so unlucky on the exit of Aintree Corner. He has that right front puncher. He's got a right rear puncher as well. No wonder he can't get the car moving again. And that's going to allow Furious Happy and Pascal to take up P13 and 14. George has retired from the session and left. Wow, unlucky Grand Prix for a couple there, but what a finish in the end.